time, the earth has been the mother goddess who rules all people and who is the mother of all creatures. She lives and gives birth to ever new generations of beings. She will make the grass grow when heaven gives her rain, and if there is no rain, she withdraws into her own depths, waiting for better times to come.
Over time, she created many different creatures, keeping the world in a perfect balance, so that everyone would receive a fair share of what the land provided. She created predators and prey, creatures of the day, and creatures of the night.
But it was a very delicate balance, so the goddess also created the lords of the sky. They would soar above them all and speak justice wherever there was dissent, for they could see everything from above and always knew what the truth was.
In the savannah, however, where life's circumstances were rough, the people of two tribes were particularly reluctant to share their wealth equally amongst each other. No amount of intervention by the lords of the sky seemed to help, and the lords' patience began to wear out.
Eventually, they gave the leaders of the tribes their final offer. They would continue to speak truth and justice to them only under two circumstances. The lords would now merely speak to the shamans and no longer to anyone else. And secondly, there was to be a new rule governing the use of the common land. One tribe should henceforth be known as the tribe of the sun, as the land would be all theirs during the day. The other tribe was to be the tribe of the moon, since they should own the same land, but only during the night.
During the twilight, the land would be owned by everyone, allowing both tribes to hunt for food with equal chances.
Tired of the endless war, the leaders of the tribes agreed. The shamans and the lords then agreed on a secret symbol, so that impostors would not be able to abuse the power of the lords. And so, the pact was sealed, and from that day on, the two tribes lived in peace. Oh, Nakizisa, this is such a beautiful story. I so wish it were true.
But I'm afraid it's getting late. I have to go home. See you tomorrow, buddy. I love you.
Oh, can't you just stay a little bit longer?
I wish I could. But if my mother finds out I'm eating with a lion every other night, she'll have me grounded for the rest of my life.
And what do you think my father is going to say if he finds out I'm dating a hyena?
I know. But today Mother gave me another one of those lectures about how the situation between the tribes is getting worse and worse, and that I'm not supposed to meet with strangers under any circumstances, yada, yada, yada. I don't think she knows it's you I'm meeting with. I would better not push her, right?
I see. So I have to tell you the new story I had from Uncle Makane tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart.
No, wait. You got a new story? Stop, please stay. I just changed my mind.
Aha, how interesting. Every time I mention a new tale, you suddenly have all the time in the world.
Well, that's because I love stories, and nobody tells them better than you.
All right, then sit down and listen. It's another story about the two tribes that Uncle Makane told me last night. After the pact with the lords of the sky was sealed, the tribes lived in peace. Whenever trouble arose between them, the shamans of both tribes would join and perform a secret ritual. By pure magic, they would rise themselves up to the sky and meet the lords who would then serve justice. But effectively, this made the shamans the most powerful members of the tribe, even more powerful than the kings. This is how it was for many generations. But you might ask yourself, why didn't the peace last? Why doesn't the twilight belong to everyone anymore? That is because one fateful day, when a very severe situation had to be solved, the shamans went up to the sky as usual and never returned.
Wow!
They sent out a search party, but the shamans' tracks just ended at the place where they had vanished into the sky. Nobody ever found out what had happened to them. War broke out the same day. And ever since, lions and hyenas were doomed to be enemies again, for all eternity. Uncle Matani told me the names of the last shamans, and that they shall never be forgotten. Jojo and Ndale.
Unbelievable. Jojo and Ndale.
You've heard the names before?
Yes, I did. Do you remember this, my pendant?
Of course, your pendant.
Yeah.
You've been wearing it for as long as I've known you. It's very nice.
It's more than just nice. It's a gift from my mother. It's ancient, and it has been in the family for a long time. Mother told me the name of the one who made it, and his name was Jojo.
Wow, what a coincidence.
What if it's not a coincidence? Maybe you, the lions, are really the tribe of the sun, and we, the hyenas, are really the tribe of the moon.
Oh, come on, it's just a fairy tale.
But wouldn't it make perfect sense?
Our tribes don't share the twilight. And if the Lords of the Sky really existed, don't you think there should be at least some evidence of some sort?
Who says fairy tales can't have some hidden truth in them? And what about my pendant? Maybe the Lords of the Sky are still out there, watching us.
Oh, look, that would be so romantic.
If I found a way to rise up to the sky like the shamans did, would you go with me?
Of course, I love you. I would go anywhere with you.
Together, we would return as heroes and bring back peace to our tribes. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
And there would be no more need for us to hide. We would officially be allowed to be together. You and me, a lion and a hyena, united in love forever. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
of Anthropomorphology, Professor Malinowski.
Hello, Professor Malinowski.
Hello, Laurie. What can I do for you?
I'm calling because I wanted to know if you already had the time to read my latest draft.
Oh, yes, I've just finished it.
And? What do you think?
Well, it certainly shows promise.
It shows promise? Nothing more?
Laurie, please don't get me wrong, but I have to be honest. I really enjoyed reading your wonderful collection of stories, but I'm afraid this will take a lot more work until I can improve it.
But it's the most complete collection of stories about the Ogwambi lions that was ever compiled.
Yes, but I'm afraid it's just a little too superficial for my taste.
Superficial? Excuse me, sir. I spent more than 2 years finding all this material, dating it, translating it, everything. I dare you to find anything that's missing.
Original research, Laurie. That's what's missing. Original research.
Did you actually read my work? It's not just a storybook. It's the reconstruction of an entire lion tribe's history.
Laurie, all of your sources are at least 100 years old, and they're all just secondary sources with almost nothing to back them up. That's not exactly overwhelming, keeping in mind the Ogwambi lions actually still might exist. You really should have chosen one of the topics I suggested to you instead. How about you come to my office tomorrow and we'll discuss some alternatives?
And throw all my work away? Never.
Laurie, sometimes you have to accept that.
Original research? Okay, give me the funding and I'll go there and get your original research.
Laurie, there's no way I'm going to let you go there alone.
Don't worry about me. I've got friends who like to travel.
I'm sorry, Laurie, but the faculty doesn't offer funding for friends.
All right, then keep your goddamn funding if you want to. That's not going to stop me. I'll find a way to get there on the cheap.
Don't underestimate this adventure. They are wild lions, Laurie. Real wild lions.
So what? I know all there is to know about them. Adventure, you say? Believe me, I can handle adventure.
my crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard Chicken Wings Flight 84 from Kansas City to Ogwambi, Africa. My name is Colonel Sanders, and I'll be your captain for this flight. We have now reached our final cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, and I will now turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated. You may now turn on your electronic devices such as MP3 players and laptops. In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks as well as a light meal. Enjoy your flight.
Wow, I'm impressed. After all the bad reviews, I wasn't exactly looking forward to flying with a low-budget airline like Chicken Wings. But this is really nice.
I told you, Mika, once you've been upgraded to business class, you will never want to fly coach again.
Oh, yes, champagne will be fine. Thank you. This is the life. Lionel, I don't want to know how you were able to afford this. This is just wonderful.
It was easy. We have been flying around so much lately. We are now official members of the Miles and Roar Honorary Royal Extra Gold Club Executive Program. And since I'm kind of dragging you along with me on this trip, the least I could do for you was making it as comfortable as possible.
I know you're doing this for Lori, and she's absolutely right. I wouldn't go studying a native pride of white lions all alone either. But don't worry, it doesn't feel like getting dragged along at all. You know how much I love traveling with you, especially if it means getting spoiled rotten like this. And who knows, maybe we will meet some of your distant relatives. And Lionel? And what's the matter with you?
Oh, this chair has a built-in massage function. Oh my God!
Turn that thing off!
Oh my God, I feel so relaxed. No, thank you, I don't want my mane ruffled. A very good excuse for walking all over me like that.
Sorry.
All right, now what exactly is the problem?
Well, someone let the fox enter the henhouse.
What?
Oh no! Lori!
Amongst wild lions if I can't even get past the flock of stupid chickens. Okay, Lori, act self-confident. Okay, listen. I am now going to the bathroom. Whether you want it or not. Step 1.